Final Fantasy II. A group of 4 orphans left orphaned by an Imperial army. Leon, who is Maria's brother, and you learn in the first cutscene that he is missing, presumed dead. It's just as we've heard. The city is crawling with Imperial soldiers. Alright. Don't look at me. Yo, homie, if you're up and out of bed, it can't be that bad. Ripperoni! I have charged Joseph, a man living in Salamand, with the task of finding a source of mithril. Alright, I gotta go to Poft. Paloom! This isn't Poft, this is Paloom. Wait, wasn't I supposed to go to Salamand, though? Real quick? Where am I? Hello? Yeah, Salamand. Okay. Help us, please! Help us, please! Ah! A little boss, I think. Or maybe it's a big boss? I don't know. Heh! Rebels! Never thought I'd have to deal with your kind down here. Radical! I would like to be done now. Okay, I'm not sure if we finished this dungeon, so I'm just gonna go inside and look at some of the nearby loot rooms and see if we did finish it or not, because that should tell me something. Ugh. See, the one-time time blindness is actually kind of a benefit. Oh, I should have looked at my character's health. Okay, yeah, we definitely have been fighting. I just don't know when or where. Yeah. It just sucks, you know, like, because I want to be able to sort of, like, you know, I don't know, enjoy my free time, and instead of sort of buckling down and sitting and doing nothing. And it's usually not that bad. It's usually I get some stuff done, but sometimes it's very minimal. Yeah, we're just gonna do a full Minwoo heal, because Minwoo is... I was on Reddit and somebody said Minwoo more like Max Woo, and that one really got me. That one really got me. Do not have any either. Cool. Or any sleeping bags. We're going into this well prepared. It's so funny. I forgot what set these pieces were from. I have them in my armoire in 14, and I was like, what the fuck is the Wild Rose set from? Where did that come from? It's from this game. So of course I didn't remember it. It's awful. It's bad. Okay. But that's alright. We're gonna get through it. Did I give anyone magic? Yes, I gave her black magic, but you are just going through that. Can you not cast it? Oh, because your MP is all used up. Interesting. You don't say. Maybe we should leave, guys. You think maybe we should leave? You guys don't seem amply prepared for this fight here. But yeah, so this morning did just turn kind of into get stuff done around the house. But fortunately, because I was just up and doing stuff and like looking through my cabinets, my kitchen, and rearranging things, I made myself a really tasty lunch. So that was a little boost, little benefit of taking care of some business. What is that down there? That's Finn. I think there's an inn in Finn, a Finland inn. Oh yeah, but I can't go down that way. Do I have a bigger boat up here? This is a lot of putting puzzle pieces together, my guys. And again, we're gonna hit that point where I'm just gonna be worried the whole time, because sometimes this game smacks you out of left field with enemies way too overpowered for you. Oh, but just some goblins aren't bad. Do wish I had any MP though. That would definitely make things a little bit easier. Ah, you have some guy. Thank God Guy has some. I also do still love that his name is Guy. Very great naming convention. So yeah, probably a shorter one today. One, because I cannot take that much of this game before absolutely losing it. But two, I do still have stuff to do. I do have to get some things done today. Bills that gotta get paid, appointments that gotta get made. This guy seems scary. Ooh. I don't like the fact that my warrior did nothing to him. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, it's just regular adult shit. Unfortunate. Okay, sleep is not dispellable, that makes sense. We really wanted to go out and see it. It's just a matter of, like, time. Because we had plans to see Bumpin' Uglies in Ballyhoo last weekend. And the weekend before that, we were still catching up for Final Fantasy stuff. So it was very much, we want to see it. We're not waiting, particularly. We do want to go see the movie. But, you know, sometimes things just don't line up. Plus, we're not subscribed to any streaming services anymore, so it would literally probably be about the cost of the ticket in what we would spend on a streamer just to see it, and then the month between when we got the streamer and forgot to unsubscribe would probably be about the cost of 2 movie theater tickets, if we're all being honest here. What about Asuna? Yeah, Asuna, I don't think Asuna would work. I'm gonna try it, might as well. No time to try, but now I missed. Don't know if that's... We're gonna end that statement there. He's just gonna have to heal through it. Oy. I can't see my health bar, so we're gonna move that a little bit. That's better. Not great. I can't see their max total, but I can at least see where we're at right now, which feels good. Yeah, exactly. Did you guys see it yet, or are you guys gonna go at some point soon? Because now that I know that you guys will be out of the, you know, out of the area, not next weekend, but the weekend after. You guys making time, or did you guys already see it? Because I saw something happening in our group chat about it. Oh, cool. Cool. Fun. Yeah, I don't know when we're gonna go, to be perfectly honest. We were trying to get to see it sooner rather than later. We really did want to see it like a couple of weeks ago, and we just couldn't schedule around it, which was very funny. And I say it's very funny. It's not like super funny. Oh, there's a whole nother set of fucking spells over there. I really have to reposition this camera. Yeah. we just have not been free enough in our scheduling. Because I was, like, I remember talking to Dan about it and being like, yeah, we should probably... Oh, that wear off after battle? Would that happen to be what this is? Yes, okay, cool. Which was unfortunate. I should have just healed through it like I said I was gonna. I remember asking him, like, when I saw it in chat, being like, oh, do you want to go? Should we, ask people, like, what's going on and try to get in on the plan? And we just realized, like, it's not gonna work for us. Especially because a lot of the time, we will see movies, like, you know, 2 p.m. Not movie times, like 10 a.m. used to be really fun. I think we got into that habit because of his schedule when he was working nights. We got into a habit of seeing movies at weird times, and I really, really enjoy it. Because that also helps make the day feel more full to me. Like, if you plan something that is like a nighttime activity very early in the day, I don't know, my brain's it's wild up there. It's like a little rodeo doing its own goddamn thing. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Can't get through there. How did I get over here? Help. Help. I'm truly baffled. This is a truly humbling and baffling experience. I think we're gonna try to flee. Please, 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 sir, please, please, allow me, thank you. Plus, like, I also don't want to be on for a super long period of the day today because, like, you can probably tell from my puffy ass face. I had a case of the weepies this morning, so I'm just not feeling like 100p. I'm feeling very off. Sometimes that does happen. Especially, like, have you seen the, there are, like, certain interactions with caffeine and the brain and some of the, chemicals our brain produces that make it so that caffeine sort of, like, negatively inhibits certain people's brains as opposed to positive. I don't know if that's actually, like, if they've actually moved anything on that front. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, you know. But also, like, apparently, in certain people with, like, ADHD and caffeine is a highly studied topic. Drink iced coffee, panic attack is, like, very much my brand. But there's apparently for certain, like, they've found in certain adults and children, caffeine aids in the, what's the word I'm looking for? In the regulation of ADHD symptoms. Recommended sometimes as a treatment. Oh, not usually recommended as a treatment because it's not as effective as prescription medication, but in some, like, chemically afflicted neurotypical brains, coffee has been found to do things that it doesn't do to regular brains. Which you love to see it. You really do love to see it. We're taking L's everywhere we can. That's the other reason, like, sometimes I will get a caffeine migraine because I refuse to drink coffee because I know it's not actually gonna, like, wake me up. And then around, like, 2 p.m., 3 p.m., I'm like, ow, head hurt, my head hurt. Oh yeah, because we all actively drink a very addictive substance every day. Not that I'm putting it down, I love me a good coffee, I love me a good tea. But that shit... We know it's bad for us, and yet we're still like, yummy. How the fuck? Hello? I guess I gotta go up there. Yeah. My boat must be somewhere over on that side. So yeah, I mean, like, caffeine and ADHD is like a similar vein of study as psilocybin and depression and PTSD. Because they just think that it's possible, not that it's like highly probable, but that it's possible that the way that certain stimulants and depressants affect the brain is, you know, like more or less likely to aid in regular stuff going on up there. She's on top of her verbal game today. We're golden, we're good. We're working through it. We're getting through it. Because the worst part is I'm gonna have to do all of this to get back. Fighting so many goddamn goblins. See, the thing though is a lot of problems people have with this game come from the grinding and how that works and everything. And again, I think just like kind of walking around with less of an idea of where you're supposed to be going is gonna result in like less of a grind fest necessary. It's just still, it's not, things are not very well balanced. The fourth member rotating in your party is BS. But we'll get there. We'll get to the more problematic parts of this once I, you know, finish the first dungeon of the game, maybe. I just want to dunk on this game so bad I can't help but talking about further portions of the game. Also, I am listening to not the music, because while the Final Fantasy music does slap every single time, no holds barred, every single one has a great vibe. I'm really getting sick and tired of sitting in almost absolute silence some days, so occasionally I am just gonna be jamming out on my headphones. It is a little overstimulating, but in like a nice way. I definitely need one of those. Just because I don't want to have to take the time to walk all the way back again. The 2,000 gold is worth it. I mean, like, I know I have to buy a bunch of other shit, but I do think that's a purchase worth purchasing. Alright. Son of a bitch! Beat the shit out of some goblins. I also found out today, well, I think I found out today, I have to double check the actual, like, factual facts about this, but this is the first canonical, Sid will appear in this game in his first canonical appearance, and the first mention of Sid in Game 1 was added in the remaster. So he has appeared in all games, but not always. Which I think is really funny, that they were like, no, he is a forever character, we just whoopsied that first one a little bit, so we'll just mention him randomly. A little haphazardly, but I don't think anybody minded. Yeah, right? Doing my research, man. They made a lot of, like, I don't want to say really subtle changes, Yeah, flashback to when he made the first ever airship in the first ever game, remember guys? They didn't even have to make a devil deal for that one. Yeah, no, so it's really interesting how much they, like, sort of fixed. Again, I say, like, subtle changes, but they're not really that subtle in the very first game. A lot of that game has been, like, touched up in one way or another. Not that I have any problem with that. I like that, like, a game and a game series can continue to grow within itself. Like, I get that some people really don't like when changes are made to an original version of a game when it's re-released. But I don't mind. I mean, for one, some of it is not, like, complexly done, so, like, some of the things in one feel a little haphazard. But some of them are also just haphazard fixes of other haphazard stuff. Or, like, things that were in the first game that already weren't 100. So I think it's interesting that they really were just like, no, we want this game to be better, so we're gonna try to make it at least a little bit better. Alright. Let's go do this freaking dungeon. Oh, damn. Should have assumed you. That's alright. You only need to pay but so much attention to this game occasionally. Let's do it. Let's see what this first dungeon is all about. Should be fun. Oh, I guess I opened one chest. I opened the... Did I do the first floor? And then realize it was gonna be hard? Probably. That sounds about right. Well, have fun at your meeting. I'll see you when you come back, Raised. And I'll just keep blabbering and yapping on while you're gone. To all of me. Alright. Ooh, nose be itchy. I am gonna go run and grab my second bottle of seltzer because I forgot it in the kitchen, but I will be right back. Alright. Don't want anyone insinuating she's a lazy streamer. No, I just wanted to ice my eyes because they feel a little crazy today. And then it looked like I was crying, so I wanted to go and actually dry my eyes. Which is a funny conceit. Oh yeah, I was gonna check one more thing prior to... Okay. Cool. I feel like we did all of this dungeon. We totally did all of this dungeon, didn't we? I wanna say we did. Is there a... Oh, no, not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all. I wanted to open my menu. So we're just gonna kill all these goblins and then open my menu. Give me a second. Sorry, I'm just really trying to figure out where I am. Should have done this before stream. I really just think I'm avoiding this game as much as possible. Okay, I think the easiest way for me to tell is to look at my inventory right quick. Key terms. I forgot that this has key terms as well. Yeah, we have the mithril, which I think means we finished this dungeon. That was the easiest way to find out. Silly me. Silly, silly me. Sometimes there are easy answers, you know? Sometimes there are easy answers. Also, you know what else I could have done? Let's see if... She don't know. I am missing a chest, though. So we might have to go chest hunting. Because it's not like I'm gonna want to come back, you know? Because I'm really not gonna want to come back. There might be... We're just gonna go. We're gonna go. We're gonna go. We have no reason to be here, I don't think. Silly me. Okay. Why did we need the mithril, though, is the question. I just wasn't paying enough attention last time to be able to tell you this time why we need the mithril. And or it was a minute ago. It was a hot minute ago. I don't want to act like it's all my fault. Hey, we'll take the early grind. I shouldn't be doing that. I should be utilizing their MP since I'm going to be going back to somewhere with an inn, so that way they can work on leveling some of their magic. Since I do want all of them to kind of be multi-hyphenates as far as their studies, you know? You don't have to do more magic, you can do more attacks. Jeez Louise. It's one of those days, you know? It's one of those days. I'm really eepy. So eepy, wow. Zed. Attack. Z attack. Nice. Now we're getting some magic practice in. We love that for you guys. And then I do think I'm just gonna cue that. I'm just gonna... Ooh, that's a fun little... Isn't that cute? Because it's like cue, like... Create a... Don't worry about me. I'm fine, I promise. And if anybody is wondering, I should connect my Spotify to my Discord to...
But you guys know what I'm listening to when I'm doing this on stream. But if anybody was interested or wanted to know, I am listening to the two bands that I went to go see this weekend. And yeah, I stand by. There are definitely some of their less popular songs that I wish they did live. Because they just sound like they would be really, really good live. It's fine though. I'm not pressed about it. Nice. Let the two other boys get a chance to do things that they don't normally do. Alright. Was it here? What town is this? What are they guarding? When there aren't other goblins with them, because like when it's a goblin guard with another goblin, it's like, ah, you're guarding the goblin. But what are the goblin guards guarding when they aren't guarding other goblins? Like, is it the land? Are we on their land? Or, because, like, they're not defenders. They're guards. They're guarding something. So, plausibly not the land, I think, is the answer there. It could be not the land, but I don't know what it is, or what it would be. Whoa! Ow. Okay. Oh, this is Salamand. Is there a reason for me to be in Salamand? To Altair and give it to the princess as soon as you can. Okay, well, thank you for giving me a very, very definitive answer. Our husbands are back safe and sound, and we thank you for it. You're welcome. There's nothing I like doing more than reuniting husbands and wives. There's no way to cross the snow on foot. You need a snowcraft. I've heard that Joseph keeps his snowcraft hidden on the first floor of the cavern at Summit Falls. I seem to remember him saying something about a wall near a blue stone or something like that. Ah, that's what that weird little guy is on the ground. You're welcome. Can I go around you? Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Our husbands are back safe and sound. Our husbands... No, okay. You're also telling me to take the mithril to the princess. I thought she was also going to compliment me for bringing back their husbands. I love Yosef, but I know that when I'm around, I would just get in his way. I guess this is Yosef's place. Hello, Yosef. Yosef. You better get that mithril back to Altair. Princess Hilda's waiting for you. Okay. You got it, sir. Thanks for saving me. You're welcome, Nelly. Y'all can't hear what I'm hearing, but I promise that's the vibe. I promise you that's the vibe. Alright, cool. So, we're gonna go back to Poft is where Sid is? I forgot that Sid had already made his appearance. I forgot how truly far you get before doing your first dungeon in this game. I also forgot we already did the first dungeon. So let's just cut all of that out, and we'll start roughly an hour into stream. Hey guys, welcome to stream. We're totally fine and normal, and I should have gone to a town last time, so that way there would have been less confusion, but I wanted out of this goddamn game. So we're back. We just went and did Senate Falls dungeon, and went back to Salamand to talk to the people, to ask them what to do with that mithril, and they said bring that mithril back to Altair to the princess. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. There's been no dillying or dallying. There's just been getting this goddamn mithril back to the princess. Hydrate. Aggressive hydration. I'm teaching my boys how to be mages. I will be taking no questions. Why, you ask? That's an excellent question, man. I don't know. So that they're all a little bit better at it. I see that airship, boys. Sometimes you just gotta dance. It's like, I feel like sometimes doing really weird little dance moves for me is the equivalent of, you know how they say, like, you gotta smile to make yourself believe that you're happy? I think it's the same thing for me, where I just need to keep my body in kind of constant motion. Why can't I ever get it though? Alright. Yeah, okay. Do I have to talk to you, or do I just have to go to the ship? Let's go. We've been given a destination. I think we just take it. No. No. You know what? I should probably put them... No, we're going straight to Altair. I was gonna say, like, let's stop at the inn, because we're, you know, a little low on mana, but I don't think that's the case. I think we just head back to Altair. Give the princess her mithril. Why is my shadow over there? I think is a really good question. I think I've asked a fantastic question in why is my shadow approximately like 3 squares down and 1 square over from where I'm standing. I guess, you know, the light's coming from over there. It could really cut that shadow line. Yes, please. I would like to heal and regain my mana. Oh, maybe it's just Guy's shadow. Maybe that's where Guy stands behind me. And he's a monk, so he's really hard to see. Oh. This is one of my absolutely favorite Bumpin' Ugly songs right now is Cheat Codes. I know it's not like the absolute best song, but it's a freaking vibe, you know? Hey, how you doing? How are you? I'm doing pretty okay. I'm having a perfectly fine, normal day, perfectly fine, normal stream. Listening to music to, you know, really get in the right headspace. Good, I'm glad. I did not manage to slip into your stream today. I was doing some editing stuff, and that usually requires a little bit more being able to hear and pay attention. Well, thank you for the lurk. I do appreciate it. Next time I will lurk also, just to help spread the love. In the meantime, does that bring you to the princess in Altair? I think I have to go up the bridge. Let's just, no, I didn't actually want to do that. I wanted them to get back on leveling their fighting skills, because that is how you level up the skills, I believe, in this game, is that you play with the skills that you wish to level. Yeah, that's Altair. This game is too confusing. It's not even that confusing. I just don't really like being here. It's alright. It's all good. We can't hate on it too hard. Where in the frick? Where in the frick even am I to be going? Where in the Altair is this woman? Don't you hate when you lose your woman in a very small town? Happens to my husband all the time, thanks to my awful sense of direction. Ah, yes, here we are. Alas, we have arrived. I forgot that the castle looks exactly like the inn, and the inn looks like the castle. The Empire also suffered heavy losses at the Battle of Finn. They're building the dreadnought in Bafsk to help compensate for those losses. Key items. Here is a mithril. You've found the mithril! Now we'll finally be able to fight the Empire on equal footing. Please take the mithril to Tabul, the town blacksmith. I'm certain he'll be able to use it to make some magnificent weapons. Cool. Alright, bye. Reecy Pieces. I got people to talk to. Blacksmith. You've said it yourself, boss. Don't have any more words for me. I'll bounce. So, a very fun song that does manage to make me feel younger includes the lyrics of 2007 We Were There, about, like, you know, drinking and having fun and whatever, and I was approximately too young to be doing any of that, and that makes me feel young, which is good, because most of the time I'm talking to, like, 19 and 20-year-olds, I'm like, damn, I have one foot in the grave. Oh, that's mithril! I've been waiting for the chance to work this metal for as long as I can remember. Alright, leave the rest to me. Swords, armor, you name it, I'll start crafting. It's been too long since I let my hammer ring. Go off, Tabul. Be more cringe online. I didn't want that stretch to line up with that the way it did, but be more cringe online, that's in order. You can buy the equipment I made over at the You can buy the equipment that I made over at the shop counter. This will keep my hands full, I'll tell you that. I take it this young whippersnapper has my mithril stuff. Cool, sick and cool. Does that older gentleman have mithril armor? No, he just has mithril regular. I mean, regular weapons. Mithril regular. That's my version of like a tall grande. I don't know what to get any of them. I mean, I'm gonna give the mithril sword, obviously, to our boy, Firion. Our beautiful boy. Our beautiful beturbaned boy. Optimal. Nice. Broadsword and mithril sword. That's thick as hell. Go off, king. Minwoo. A buckler, okay. And then we're gonna, yeah, hi. I would like to purchase, I guess a mithril mace, and we'll see if Minwoo can use it, because that might make him actually, like, kind of dangerous in, bonkable situations. But I also don't know when I'm gonna lose him, and I don't know if this is the kind of game that will take my equipment, you know? A staff is optimal? Yo, man, I fully do not understand this. I'm gonna have to look up a guide for gear for them, because that was some wild shit. Excuse me. Is Altair gonna be taken over by the Empire too? No, sweet, sweet boy. Sweet, sweet sun-drenched boy of the wilderness. I don't know, I'm bringing a weird vibe, weird energy to the occasion today. Is what it is, though. It's just me and a couple of you, so... I think it's fitting that we're just a little bit weird. Oh, I should have talked to the princess now that I have my mithril gear. Wow, look at him doing that nice plicky 5 damage. You love to see it. Okay. Yo, it's so strange the way Spotify behaves sometimes. Like, honestly, sometimes you will go back and reshuffle through something, and then it'll just play that, like, series of songs again. Because I am going through and, like, liking songs. Because I don't have a lot of these songs in my likes playlist. Because I did the same thing that my husband did, which was we started going through our playlists to make our penultimate liked playlist to just play, like, kind of all of the time. I forgot what I was doing and I left again. Which I do really enjoy conceptually, like as a conceit for a playlist and for like something you can just throw on as an all-purpose. But we both neglected to put on a lot of our favorite bands and favorite artists because we didn't want to just go through do their entire discography before we had a lot of songs on our lists, and then basically just have a specialized playlist under another name. So we neglected to put a lot of Ballyhoo and Bumpin' Uglies on either of our liked playlists. So I have not heard a decent chunk of their shit in like a hot minute. I started listening to them. We do the whole thing where you listen to the band's music that you're going to see live before you go, so you know you're a little bit more familiar with the whole discography. But I keep like trying to go back to like things because I want to stay in here as well. And it's just completely like when I go to the next song, it's completely different. So I gotta be a little on it. I gotta catch it because Spotify has two modes, and it's either neglect everything you've done and just replay the same 6 songs in a weird cycle, or play completely randomly anytime anyone hits a button. We love it. The Dark Knight overseeing the Dreadnought's construction was most capable. Fortunately for us, he's tending to other matters now. The theft of the Mithril has likely knocked the Empire off balance. I would like you to journey to Bafsk. If we're to stop the Dreadnought from being completed, this may be our only chance. Okay. We have a man in Bafsk. He's found a way to reach the Dreadnought. I want you to destroy it. At the very least, find a way to delay its completion. I have the full confidence that with you and Minwoo on this task, it will be accomplished. I thought I accomplished that already. But maybe we had to take that detour into the mines. Unsure. Aw. Cuties. I'm on like an email chain for my local community. I don't know, it's like an actors guild at this point. Like we just have a bunch of random skilled people who all get the same emails because one of our theater girlies recently opened a restaurant, like restaurant slash gallery. So we have like a performance space to do. They've been doing comedy shows, stuff like that. It's super fun. I have not been able to go to one as of yet, but it's very much on the list. Like everything else. It's crazy how much it feels like time slips away from you, you know? Wild. Just making sure I didn't have anything else to accomplish here before going back to Bafsk. Or going to Bafsk for the first time. Yo, I really think I suffer from, like, I definitely have, like, a mercurial set. Like, that is my mood. My mood is mercurial. I change a lot. I have a lot of different vibes. I have a lot of different goals, and I very much blame both of my parents for this like weird dichotomous way of thinking about things. Hey, thank God you're here to make a very fun and well-timed D's nuts joke. Hey, Brez, what's poppin'? I am playing Final Fantasy II, the worst Final Fantasy. It's true. You be popping off like these nuts. I'm sure there was a funnier way for me to phrase that. But also, I don't care. Yeah, I can canoe across this, I think, right? Cool. Yeah, no, this is straight up the worst Final Fantasy, so I'm just doing it to do it, because I need to do it for my potential video series that I'm still working on. I started my first one, and I really was like, it's not going to be that much of an editing project. Like, I know exactly what I want. Because I know exactly what I want, it's a huge undertaking. I've made it so much more of an undertaking than it needs to be. Please focus. Go and focus. Where am I going? How do I book a ship? Hello? Where's the travel agency? There's no... Sorry, I made the shift left for Poft. Okay, so I can't get to Poft from here? Interesting. Interesting. Damn. Okay, so I can't just take the ship back because it does have to be driven back because I took it back the first time. And I just took my airship back the second time because I was like, I don't want to walk. That's dumb. I'm dumb. It's okay though. How you doing today, Prez? What's good? What's going on? As you can tell, I'm clearly in a weird brain space today. I was gonna talk about how I think, like, my strange music taste and my mindset are both exemplary of my, oh fun, so off to an even worse taste than it was previously. Super fun workday fun times, gotcha. That tracks. That tracks. Well, it's funny because it's like a play on what both of my parents enjoy. Like, I'm a big pop punk girly, and my mom is like heavy punk. And then my biological parent is like into a lot of shit, but like a lot of like reggae and first wave ska, and I like all of the more current versions of those. Not that I know them very well. I really don't. I'm not gonna pretend like I know my biological parent super, super well. Ska is lit. Ska is real lit. But like, I'm such a second wave ska girly, and I know a lot of people are third wave ska heads, and then there's like the OG ska fans. Although some people argue that the current wave of ska isn't even third wave, then it's like pop ska or like nouveau ska. But I think it has enough in common with the other waves of ska that it's, you know, we still have a relatively fervent ska scene. I could be wrong also on that front. As far as third wave, I really have to look up. No, that's not what I wanted. That's fine. I'm gonna real-time fact check myself. Yeah. I mean, I think third wave ska is like officially kind of over. Fair. True and valid. True and valid. Have you seen the Brian David Gilbert what music should be in Fallout 4? I think that's what that video is called. Yeah, I fixed Fallout's music by creating a totally new genre. when Brian David Gilbert was at Unraveled. It's a 2019 video. If you haven't seen it, I very much think you'd enjoy it. Yeah, no, it's really good. It's such a fucking good video. It's literally like that video in and of itself made me, I want to say, basically a lifelong fan of that man. Oops, goddammit, I hit the wrong button again. I'm supposed to hit Z and I hit Q. But yeah, I would even say turn off my stream and watch that video instead, because that video is fucking really funny. Either that or watch it before you hop on my next stream and we'll talk about it, because I fucking love that video so much. It's so good. But you know, I think I think third wave ska is kind of past its time, unfortunately. Because, like, you know, when's the last time, like, Real Big Fish or Streetlight Manifesto put out something, I don't want to say actually impactful, that sounds mean, but kinda. I'm glad the leg eaters are just spiky snakes. They're really giving Tangela with, like, Tangela went into adolescence and started growing hair in unexpected areas. Speaking of Brian David Gilbert, I'm still incredibly disappointed in, the replacement staff for actually. Because, so, I don't know if you're, yeah. What? Did I say something stupid? Probably. Like the Pokemon. Yeah, yeah. Because it looks like it's purple and it's a bunch of squiggles. Anyway, yeah, so, I mean, I've talked about Dropout and Dimension 20 on here quite a lot, but yeah, so actually used to be Mike Trapp, and then for this most recent season they put Ify Wadiwe in the question seat, and they replaced I forget what the fact checker's name is. That's fair. Yeah, exactly. Like, he created it, and it's, like, very much his shit. I just want to see who used to be the, actually fact checker, whose name I can't remember. It's gonna bother me if I don't look it up, so I have to. Michael Saltzman. So they replaced Michael Saltzman with Brian David Gilbert, and I honestly expected the world from those two, from Ify and Brian, but they just bring a vibe to the function that I'm not a super huge fan of. It just seems like, I don't know, there's not that same, like, chaotic, expressive nerd energy, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. But it's very much, it feels incredibly different, and not in, like, a good way. Not in, like, a fun way. And we, like, because, you know, we have a tendency to watch basically everything on Dropout, including, they've sort of branched out into the queer space with a drag queen-led show, Monet Exchange, from RuPaul season 10? Season 9? I don't know, somewhere like 3 or 4 seasons ago. Monet Exchange has a show now, that's very fun. I love that. So I'm gonna watch that. But then we like stopped watching them actually, and we're basically up to date with everything else. Noise Boys, insert other named show here. But we dropped them actually because we want the creators to kind of know that we're dismissive of the vibe. And also I don't really want to watch them. They're like kind of boring now. They're just super unfortunate. Take me to baths. Thank you, sir. Oh. Whoop. Well, gang. Yo, ma'am, you need to relax. You got poisoned and you suddenly slump over like that? Did it not work? Or did he not? I thought he did it. I thought Minwoo got her. But... Oh, because it would have gone away after... Also stupid. I'm stupid. There we go. Come on, in the town. There were goblins in the town. Oh, fun. I haven't played Dragon Quest, but I've talked to Saki about it not extensively, but about as much as I've talked to Saki about other stuff. Oh, yeah. I'll just do it now. Nobody else is on. I am not at all even a little bit shocked.
I know you don't want...
Kamala, calm down. Kamala, I'm gonna have to ask you to calm down. The amount of Harris ads I've gotten in the past, like, couple of days. What are you thinking of it so far? I mean, I know it's hard to be a Harris, Kamala Harris for president. You know, the presidential candidate, sir? Since Biden stepped down? Or are you living under a rock, dog? Yeah, it's totally Jover. It's been Jover for days. I think he gave up the race on Sunday because he got COVID. Oh, god damn it, I closed it because of Kamala and it didn't actually copy the link. Shit. That's totally fair. That's 100% valid. Rather just be playing video games and not thinking about it. But the thing is, like, apparently she's polling pretty well. Dems are behind her. She's making a lot of money. So there is potential. There's potential for her to not get completely tossed by the polls. I don't know. I don't really want to talk about it. I have feelings. But it is what it is. And especially, you know, with the cop action in this country. But yeah, so instead, let's talk about Dragon Quest. Because I know it's super hard to, like, as a significant other, when your SO gives you a game that they, like, absolutely love, to, like, judge it with any sort of actual judgment. You're just like, yeah, no, it is one of the best games I've ever played because you like it so much and we could get excited talking about it. I don't know, maybe that's just me, like, getting excited. When somebody gets excited talking about a video game to me, it adds so much to the enjoyment of the game for me that, like, I prefer to play people's favorite games. Because even if I don't like it, like, getting excited and talking about those little discrepancies as to, like, why they love it and why I feel like nothing towards the game or whatever, I think that's so much fun. And a much better topic than talking about the upcoming presidential campaigns. I guess I should say ongoing presidential campaigns. Hello, Spanx. You here to ruin my day? Come on. Come on. Come on. Fair. Exactly, but that's, you know, like, no matter what, at the end of the day, you're still gonna be able to use it as a conversational point. Oh, hello, beans. Because that's the thing, too, is, like, I haven't finished Final Fantasy Tactics, which is my husband's favorite Final Fantasy game. And I really want to, but I think at that point when I tried to play it, I was just a little too exhausted to, like, actually think anything about it. Bam. No one said you could go over there. You can stay here or you can go. Let's this back to work.
Work, I say. If we finish even one day sooner, my glory will be exponentially greater.
That's Borgen's voice. Remind me later, Sphinx. Hey, look, sometimes you just need that kind of comfort game. Like, that for real be my Final Fantasy XIV. Like, I could play so much and not feel like I've tired it out. I think it's so much easier too with MMOs. Like any kind of like, they inherently built a bunch of super small quests into this formatting so that you have a lot to do. Yeah, fucking do it. Yeah, I had to. It was reset day yesterday so we could do the raids again, because raids you only get one piece per, like, you can only get one drop per raid, and you need 4 sets of legs, 4 sets of armor to get one piece of armor, and it's gonna be locked for like another month. So I had to. It was Tuesday, alright? I'm probably not gonna be on tonight. Okay? But I had to raid. Everybody raids on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays we wear pink, on Tuesdays we do Final Fantasy raids. Damn. Gotta be teaching people. What was I looking up? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know why reset is on Tuesday, but it is. So... What was I doing here? Hello? Sphinx, what was I doing? Oh yeah, okay. Yo, sometimes my cats want so much attention you'd think that I did not, like, spend time with them. Meanwhile, I spend like hours a day with these girls. And, man. She's also been very chaotic recently. I don't know what that's about. You can't be sitting on my keyboard, homie. Is this better? Is that better? Oh. I have not brushed you this week. That's why you're shedding so bad. That's okay. Alright. Hi. Hello. I mean, actually, thinking about it, like, I feel like Tuesdays might be a good day. Why are? Sphinx. I'm literally looking at that screen. Alright, never mind. We're just gonna go back to playing for now. I'll look up some fun facts later. And because I said that, she decided to move. We love her. We love her. I cannot figure out why it is Tuesday, but it is Tuesday. But I think Tuesday's like kind of a good day for it because, alright, let's say you've played everything on the weekend and you anticipate needing 1 or 2 more things on Monday. Like, Tuesday's the best day for it in case you forgot something, in case you need to add something, in case you couldn't get all of your friends on at the same time. I don't know. Feels nice. Plus, like, for days when they actually do have to implement patches and stuff, doing it on a Monday night seems like the best case scenario, or Tuesday nights seems like the best case scenario. One of you motherfuckers is not a real guy. You're a guy. You're a guy. Are you a guy? I can't ask him anything, so I guess he's just a guy. He's just a guy who hates his boss. Which, you know, we love to see it. We should all keep authority and power accountable. I don't want to give him a canoe. I want to ask him... Oh, okay, cool. I thought I was gonna have to say, yeah, just a guy. I was gonna have to say Wild Rose to him so he'd get it, but all I had to say was Dreadnought, which basically anyone in town would be asking about the Dreadnought. I don't know, that was a really weird transitional phrase, but hey. You know, just a gentleman disrespecting his boss, his elders. Disrespecting authority, disrespecting his surroundings. We love to see it. Individualism mindset is sometimes really good for you, I promise. Individualist, not individualism. Nah, better to aggressively and angrily say shit when no one's paying attention, and then eventually being forced to confront the fact that you hate everything and everyone around you. It's the way I do it. I can't believe how much the UPS stock dropped this week. It's crazy. Okay. I have to use the restroom. I will be right back. It certainly do go burr. And good. Someone's gotta do it. Someone has to do it. We can't be out here raising ourselves. Plus, you're the man on the inside. It only makes sense. It's very on brand. Sorry, I got caught up talking to the husband. You know, UPS stuff, going through it. Etc. I did not know. I just, you know, I wasn't really in the community prior to, I watch a lot of streamers, but I watch them on YouTube, so I wasn't really part of, like, the Twitch makeup and community. But there you go. Correct. Yeah, no. You know, work shit. Unfortunate work shit. You know, it's funny that it has been 8 years for you, because that was around the time that Dan was considering, like, starting streaming. But I think, like, a lot of people in our group of friends considered it, and I think they all sort of, like, got too focused on doing it sort of, like, simultaneously, which can be really helpful. Like, you start a little community, you start people that support other, like, streams, and, like, you can all hop on at different times. But I do think it really kind of took away from each of them exploring their own shit. But then again, I wasn't around 8 years ago, so I don't really know. I mean, I was, but I also wasn't. Not that I really want to talk about it. Fair. Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, I don't get it, but... Oh, really? That's a shame. Just because, like, you haven't really had time to, like, get into a routine, or, like, just because it's not really your vibe, your shit. Yeah. It takes away from it a lot of the time when you can't, like, consistently do what you're trying to do. So I feel you. I'm actually shocked that I like it as much as I do. Not that I didn't think I was going to, like, that's why I started, was because I thought it was going to be kind of my shit. Because I love talking. Fair. Yeah, because you kind of just have to, like, you have to get a chat, you have to get sort of, like, really the feeling of what it's going to be like if you do it more long-term. So I totally get you. I'll try to pop in more, just like, you know, I'm gonna have to be more online. I'm just trying to get my fucking shit together, you know? Like, I feel like I've been in a weird in-between state for a really long time because of all the shit that went on with my college career earlier on. And it feels, whoop, fuck. I keep hitting Q by accident instead of Z. It really feels like I've been using that as an excuse for such a long time, and my husband and I were talking about this earlier where, you know, it feels like we're still building a ramp out of a hole. No, yeah, but I mean, like, I want to hang out and see, like, you know, because it helps when you have support. I don't take it any sort of way. If I want to be in chat, I'll be in fucking chat. If I don't want to be in chat, I won't be in fucking chat. Dog, I'm not saying empty words. I like supporting my friends. And we're friends now, and you can't say otherwise because you spend far too much time with me to say otherwise. But yeah, no, like... Haha, gotcha, sucker. You could leave now. But then think of how disappointed I'd be. Yeah, I guess you were the one asking for video link refs earlier this video, so... But yeah, like, cause that's the thing, is I really do like the vibe. Like, I like yapping for, you know, 5-6 hours at a time. Which, you know, I did know that I would like just talking to the ether. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's me. That's pretty much my whole brand. Weird D&D nerd. You got it in one. Especially because it aligns so much with all of my shit. But yeah, so like we were talking about how it feels like we've been sort of like building a ramp out of a hole for so long. But like you guys come from a similar background where, yes, we are living our lives, we're doing what we can, but you know, a lot of us grew up not in the best circumstances, not with the most, as far as like financial support, familial support, insert support here. So it takes so much longer to come from that like natural, life gave you a starting point handicap, you had a bad spawn point, so now you have to just do more work to get to a point where you can enjoy these like hobbies or like do these like side grind kind of jobs and still, you know, like enjoy and grow and do what you want to do and like doing those things. Because also, you know, when you're working a full-time job and also trying to stream, like I'm incredibly lucky because I chose a career that I can try to do from home, and my husband can support us when I'm not bringing in that financially. And you know, like we still feel like we're digging ourselves out of the hole, because like I still have college debt, and that's not going away for a long fucking time. So it's like, how can we start thinking about putting money down for a mortgage when we still have so much baggage behind us? And part of that, you know, is imparted generationally, and part of that is systemic, and, you know, from top down, we are not living in a beneficial thing to, like, allow people to explore things that they could truly be passionate about. I have just gotten so lucky that I've gotten to explore film, that I've gotten to explore things the way that I have, and even I'm not, like, lucky by any means. If I was lucky, I would be a fucking Nepo baby already well embedded in the film industry system. But you know, that's just not how things fucking work. It's just not how things fucking work. Yeah, but see, that's some wild balancing act shit. Cause like, I don't have anyone to bail me out if I go bankrupt. That just means I don't own a house anymore. That's fucking wild. Maybe it's just me, you know, also, because that's the other thing is, like, once you bring into, like, mental shit and, like, your own personal, like, yeah, I get it. I don't fucking grind hard enough, quote unquote, but I don't think we should be forced to. I think that's a huge problem with the system that encourages that kind of behavior. Yeah, maybe it's just us. Maybe we just be out here doing the wrong shit. Because, look, I don't blame them. If I could be in those boats, I would be. But, you know, my boat's got a couple holes in it. Trying to paddle towards the lake, and it's towards the shore of the lake, and it's just filling with water. But, you know, and then you gotta stop, bail yourself out, go back. It's rough. Sorry, my friends are talking about Pathfinder. You know, D&D nerd shit. Not quite D&D nerd shit, but, you know, same. You still have enough MP. Cool. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's gotta be something, right? Regardless, we're out here fucking trying. Because that's the thing, is like, you know, do I think that I have a future in streaming? I don't fucking know. I'm not that good at it. But I'm gonna keep trying to do different avenues until I find something that works. And I think that is a big difference too with certain people, is like sometimes you just get lucky and it just does work. Luck is such a huge part of our lives that we refuse to acknowledge. Hell yeah, I love that for me. I love that for me. Because you gotta prove the haters wrong. You're fueling the fire, it's fine. I'm literally never gonna stop now, and it's your fault. You only have yourself to blame. Fucking balloons, man. Look at these goddamn balloons. Yeah. So thanks, homie. You're welcome. You're welcome. I love being the cause. Because I think something that's super interesting is talking to people about their careers and like where they do see themselves in like 5 to 10 years. They do! Oh my god, you're so fucking right. You're so fucking right. But see, like, tell me those don't look like Tangela going through weird puberty. I ask you. That's why it doesn't have a fucking evolution, because that's what it would look like, and that's horrifying. The Pokemon, dog! I feel like I'm going crazy. Really? Like, okay, hold on. Hold up. Like the hose guy. That's fair. That's fair and valid. That's what Tangle looks like. I wish it was a link. I wish it sent as a link. It didn't send as a link. That's not at all helpful. My apologies. I was gonna pop up in my web tab page, but OBS fucking updated a bunch of times. It was like, something's not working here. And I was like, okay, fine. Oh, it does have Tangrowth. I forgot. It does have Tangrowth now. Maya B. Yeah, just look up Tangela later. It's fine. If you remember. Also, you don't have to. It's not important. Good miss, Maria. Good miss. It looks like that, but cute in a Pokemon. But yeah, because that's the other thing too, is like, I was reading recently that we inherently tie success to long-term inability to fail, which success and failure are not mutually exclusive, because you can fail at something a bunch. Without, God, what was I saying? Failure. Success and failure. You can fail at something prior to succeeding. But, so it's like not mutually exclusive, but we only talk about success when it does not end in failure, which I think is a really interesting and denigrative way to talk about success. Yeah, exactly. It's all a process. But when we talk about, like, a successful business, it's something that doesn't go bankrupt. You know? Like, when we it doesn't mean that you, like, didn't... in order to reach bankruptcy, it doesn't mean you couldn't have had 4 or 5 years of very successful in the green books. Yeah, so it's like, it feels like you are degrading small successes. You're degrading, like, small life goals that you achieve, which I think is a huge problematic way of looking at things. And I think it's part and parcel with why we have sort of like a depression epidemic, if you will, is because like god damn it, I keep fucking hitting Q instead of Z. My bad. Idiot. So yeah, like I don't understand how like we can change that in the main, you know, course of thought. I don't know if there is a way to change that kind of course of thought, but it really does, like, if we could think about, like, yeah, I can do this without needing to succeed, or if I do this for X amount of time, I have personally succeeded, that's so much more of a goal, like an achievable goal. And the fact that our goals are not achievable, or we don't see the success of our efforts for a very long time, we don't see that fruit of our labor for a very long time is what I think causes a lot of like highly negative feelings and emotions. It's just been on the forefront of my mind, thinking about work, thinking about labor, thinking about other shit, and you bringing up not being sure if you like streaming. It hit a very finite point for me, if you couldn't tell. So fun. Very fun. Not sure if I want to talk about that more than I wanted to talk about the upcoming election, but here we are. Yeah, then I would just be talking about sad shit by myself. Probably this, to be perfectly honest, but like in a much sadder, concrete. Yeah. By the way, what? What? Had to put by the way so fast. And then nothing? Okay. What was it? I'm confused. Oh, yeah. That's totally doable. Like, where to start? Like, if you actually want to play D&D. Excellent.
I have been working behind the scenes to see the project through to completion. And your resistance kneel before your emperor. It is the only alternative left to you.
That's what this guy sounds like.
Consider what I've said. When the time comes, we will meet again.
I'm not gonna remember that voice when the time comes and we meet again.
Looks like you came all this way for nothing. See for yourself.
That's a way to make your face move. That's fun. I like that. So yeah, if you want to start D&D, I fully recommend just starting with reading the Player's Guide. Player's Handbook, 5e Player's Handbook. You've listened to a couple of D&D podcasts, so you basically know the format. There aren't a ton of books. You just need 3 primary books, and honestly, I'd say you'd be fine to start with just 5th edition Player's Handbook. Also, we're missing the war crimes that are happening. We did not destroy the Dreadnought, and now they're just blowing places up, I guess. So yes, 5th edition is the most current edition, and Wizards of the Coast, yeah, has admitted that they will not be putting out further editions. So we are most likely not going to see another edition for a very long time because 5th edition was such a success. They pretty much feel like, yeah, sometimes, you know, sometimes, every once in a while, as a treat, you got a genocide. So 5th edition is where you want to start. If you want to get crunchier, if you want to explore other stuff, then you should go to Pathfinder, but 5e is super, super simple and a super great jumping off point. The hardest thing that you're gonna have to come to terms with is learning how to run fights if you are going to be DMing. But if you're just learning to be in somebody else's campaign, it's super, super fucking easy. And that all starts with the character sheet, which is why I suggest even if you're gonna start DMing, that you start with your player handbook. So just buying a 5e player handbook, you can probably find them super cheap. You can probably find them in the library, to be honest. We do not own the 5e handbooks. You can probably also find them as, I'm not going to go any further into where you can find them and for what price, because Wizards of the Coast is super, super careful with their IP, so they do not want it wherever. Okay, yeah, so then if you're just trying to learn to possibly play, which I do want to run an actual play on Twitch, so if there's ever a time that aligns for, you know, a couple of streamers who want to be a part of that, that would be really fun to do. I'm going to do like a Studio Ghibli inspired D&D 5e campaign, but I need to know who my players are and what their characters are going to be before I actually start planning anything for them. So start with the 5e Player's Handbook, and all you really have to do is like start with a concept. I would say doing it as like I'm going to write a character to play is the best way to start learning D&D. Hey! Nice. Yeah, that would be really fucking fun. But yeah, so it's very much start with like a character concept. I find that's always the easiest way to learn a new system is by personally putting yourself just in the character creation mindset. So you start with your character sheet. You're gonna print out a character sheet. You're gonna just go through the 5e Player's Handbook. If you're just playing, you don't need to bother with the Dungeons Master Guide or the Monsters Manual. Those two are mandatory if you're gonna run a game, but if not, just the Player's Handbook. And it's a pretty easy read. If somebody has said that new people mess up the vibe for other players, that means they have a bad GM. They have a bad game master. Because the only person that can control the vibes of a game is a game master. And teaching someone new should not take away from other players. Because other players should know those rules and should also be fit to help that new player if they have questions during their off turns. Like, I really think it's such a shitty thing to make a new player feel responsible for anything because they don't know what the fuck is going on. It's like taking a child into a store and being mad when they touch something that they're not supposed to touch. They've never been in that store before. You know, they don't know the rules. So I think it's 100% a GM or a DM's fault for when somebody says that a new player is messing up the vibe. Yes, you are a child. As far as the D&D community is concerned, yes, you are. But I love bringing new people into D&D. I think it's one of the most fun experiences, and it means that, like, the GM can kind of relax and build your standard, like, you all meet in an inn. Here are some, like, very fun basic fights. You wouldn't be, though, because the thing is, even if you're just trying to learn, it means that you're better than some D&D players already, because some players play incorrectly or are very strict with the way that they want to play a game, that can take away from other players. It's about the vibe that you all create at the table together, and a lot of times people will do like a session 0 with their players so they can get a firm handle on their characters, how comfortable they are with certain story beats and story elements. And, like, yeah, I don't think you have anything to worry about. D&D games are super fun because it's basically, at the end of the day, it's storytelling with your friends. And your roles are just implemented rules to make the storytelling more random and more fun for everyone around the table. Because without the dice rolls, it really is just you and a bunch of friends playing pretend. So we give it rules so we can all feel like adults while we're telling this fun fantasy story together. So yeah, I really don't think that any new player I've ever sat at a table with has pulled down the game. You know, has made anybody feel a certain type of way about anything. You have to tell Princess Hilda that the dreadnought's been complete. She may know how to stop it. Thank you. Thank you for telling me what to do next. The dreadnought. We're doomed. So yeah, I'm very, very. I love a good hands-on beginner player. Those have been some of my favorite games. Is just teaching new players how to play. And, like, I have friends who've been playing for a decade plus and still don't know all the fucking rules. So don't think that you're gonna be the only one out there with no clue what's going on. Do you know any of the specifics of the characters you'd want to play? Because that's also a really good way to, God fucking damn it, I did it again. To sort of get a firmer grasp on the rules. Because, like, it does help to know if you want to be, like, a healer, a fighter, a mage, like, what you want to play, because then I can talk more to the elements that you personally would have to learn. Also valid. And because that's the thing, again, like, the rules that are in place are literally just so that we don't feel like kids playing pretend, but sometimes there's nothing more fun than just giving in to the action and the feeling of play. And, okay, a standard 5e D&D tank is pretty busted. So honestly, as long as you work on some character beats, you're not gonna have to worry about being effective in a fight. I was recently watching, again, Dropout, but Dimension 20, Brennan Lee Mulligan runs campaigns, and they recently had a talkback show that they've added to their docket. Okay, so you might not be able to be a paladin. That's the problem, is paladins are lawful good, and they're usually held very strictly to their oath, which usually would find stuff like stealing to be bad. So you might want to stick to, although you could argue that you could be a paladin of a neutral god, you would just have to work out those rules with your GM. So that could be a story beat or a plot point. So like if you were a paladin of the god of rogues, or, you know, just as a throwaway example, you could definitely work that into your background. You would just have to work very heavily with your DM. Because I have been, back before in 3.5, there was, or when we tried 4, I don't remember what edition it was. Oh no, the genocide. These what? But, god damn it, what was I saying? Yeah, so it could very much be something that you talk about with your GM. I have played a Dark Paladin. There wasn't really a term for it when we started working on it. But as the iterations of the game went forward, they have since come out with like Dark Paladins or Anti-Paladins, and I can't remember what they're called because I really have not played a game of D&D in 100 years. I play Pathfinder now, it's different. We don't even have Paladins, we have Champions. But yeah, you can very much work that into your character. You just have to make sure that it's chill with your GM first. Yes. Oh yeah, the concept of play. Because it's so important. And, like, we see adults now indulging in things like escape rooms and photo op museums and D&D and LARPing and so much of this stuff that we had previously attributed with, like, childhood and the playfulness that, like, we as adults could not have. But now it's an entire industry. And that's a really interesting concept. But, yeah, so, I mean, I totally think that, like, what you want to do is doable. Look up the 5e Player's Handbook, build yourself a pally, see if there's something specific that, like, you have questions about, and then if you want, like, a quick rundown of, like, fight mechanics, stuff like that, not mechanics, combat rules, fight mechanics, clearly I've been playing too many MMOs, like, combat rules and stuff like that, we can get into it, but like I said, I've been playing a lot more Pathfinder, so I am a little bit more comfortable discussing their 3-action economy rather than 5e's 2-action economy. That's a whole thing. I personally like Pathfinder a lot more because their action economy feels a lot smoother. Having 2 actions per turn does not necessarily always feel great for players. I think the 3-action economy of Pathfinder has a lot more versatility. But again, if you're playing a pally, you're not going to have a super hard time with a 2-action economy, as far as I'm concerned. There we go. No, wrong castle. Gone to the wrong castle, boys. Ugh. This fucking game, dude. This fucking game, dude. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, because then you can take it super, super seriously every time someone says your name. And it can be like a fun reoccurring joke, especially if the rest of your character is super serious. Because the thing is like, you can self-flanderize by accident, and it happens a lot with some of our characters. Because you end up sort of playing into fun little tropes that you create for yourself. But, you know, like, it's easy to control. Like, you can just, like, if you want to be super serious, and then you do just have, like, the Knight of Dees, and then somebody's like, who's Dees? You know, like, you can really roll into that. But again, has to be amenable with your game master. I think that's the biggest thing that people don't understand, is so much of the game is crafted quite personally for player and game master. That's great. That's actually fantastic. Because then if anybody else makes the joke, you can be like absolutely affronted too. Or it just never comes up, and the rest of the players, like, you can talk specifically to your GM, and the rest of the players keep thinking that it's gonna be like a plot beat, and there never is. Spend a lot of time on TikTok, sir? Because I do not. Everybody's taking... The Dreadnought attacked, but at least our hideout is still safe. I couldn't, because I can't consume content, like, safely. I think I've talked about this before. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. That's why I've only ever DM'd one thing. I want to DM more, but it is just, like, such a commitment and so much effort to make sure everybody else is having a good time. Everybody who was outside is dead. Genocide. A little treat. Yeah. No, it's crazy. Like, currently, Dan is GMing something for us, and he straight up, like, has files on the computer that, like, I'm not allowed to touch. There are folders of just, like, screenshots, elements, fight mechanics, combat rules, like, his plot. And he created a map for us for this, like, fake city-state. Like, he's on it. He does a lot of shit. And, but the other thing, too, is it doesn't have to be that stressful. Like, I don't want to push that, like, DMing is super, super stressful, because with the right group, you can just kind of vibe into it. Exactly. And then the siblings kiss. That's another fun video. If you ever want a real deep dive, into something very stupid, watch the CJ the X video about, the Christmas Folgers commercial. No. They don't. The siblings do not smooch. Or we're saying no way to it not being that hard. Dude, that's the thing. Okay, I think you might have to watch this video essay. It's a fucking crazy essay, and it escalates a lot throughout. But it's fucking wild. Yeah, no, it's so fucking wild. Because the thing is it's a play on, like, a 1970s Folgers commercial, apparently, in which, like, the girl is very small, like 6 or 7, and her brother comes back from college, so there's, like, no weirdness because it's, like, a small baby and, like, a grown-ass man or something. I don't remember the conceit of the original commercial, but it basically has the same lines, but there's so much more build-up and so much more explaining and so much, like, this is her brother, and she's excited to see him on Christmas morning, because it was 1970s, and you could do whatever the fuck you wanted in commercials. So they were trying to play on that same concept, but because they didn't give it the time, the effort, and it was supposed to be like, haha, they're older now because we have this old Folgers commercial where they're much younger. Exactly! Dude, it's fucking wild. There's so much weird chemistry in that fucking commercial, and it made everyone uncomfortable. But, like, so somebody did a deep dive, CJ the X did a deep dive, wrote a whole fucking video essay about it, because there's fan fiction about that commercial. Shocking no one, but it's, like, fucking crazy. It's wild. 10 out of 10 would recommend. For real! For real! Nobody on set was like, hey, can we do another take where it doesn't look like you guys are gonna bang, because you are supposed to be siblings? Either that, or don't make them siblings. You could, yeah, fanfic for a commercial. You'd be surprised at what there are fanfics for if you didn't automatically just accept that there is fanfiction for a commercial. Yeah, no. And then they could have, like, recut it and just said, like, boyfriend. Like, it's so simple to ADR boyfriend over that. Whatever. Everybody's dead. If we don't destroy the dead knot, the casualties will only mount. For real. For real. Because, like, there's no way everybody on set didn't know. And I think there is a portion about that in that video essay. But I don't remember because it's been a hot minute since they've uploaded anything. Oh, thank God the child's safe. They didn't murder the child in town. Yeah, I know Sid's got big brain engineer energy. You don't have to tell me twice. For real, but apparently not. Like, I think the director has come forward to talk about it at some point. But I could be wrong. Ugh, I gotta look it up. Referred to by unofficial titles such as the Folgers incest ad or the Folgers brother and sister commercial. For real, like, was he just like, no, my intentions were too pure that I could not... Yeah, okay. So it's emulating Folgers' 1980s commercial, Peter Comes Home for Christmas. The commercial became infamous after many viewers perceived the brother and sister main characters were either engaged or desired an incestuous relationship. The commercial inspired multiple works of fan fiction, collectively referred to as Folgercest or Folgerscest, including an entire section on the website Archive of Our Own, fan art, and parody videos. Yeah, in 2019, for the 10th anniversary of the ad, GQ interviewed people involved in creating it, but they don't have a... Oh, there it is. Let's see. For real. They just weren't careful enough. Everything can lead to it. You just gotta be careful. Not everything. I really should not be quoted as saying everything can lead to that. Oof. Big oof vibes. Let's see. GQ. Who did you ask and what did you ask them? Jerry Boyle, SVP and executive producer. Doug Pippin came up with the idea early and the client loved it. He was working in West Africa with the Peace Corps. The director. I really connected with the writer, Doug Pippin. When Jerry sent me an email where he informed me that Doug had passed away, I was just so hurt by it. He was one of those kinds of outwardly curmudgeonly guys. I don't care. It was kind of his personal story. His son had been in the Peace Corps and had done work out of the country and come home for Christmas. So that was the inspiration. Get sucked into the story, which is nice, all very innocent. Obviously, what's happened since has been a real something that no one imagined happening. Apparently, no one saw this happening. No one on this team saw this. Cameraman for auditions and callbacks is quoted as saying, "This was a very, very long time ago, and if you asked me if I would end up being interviewed about this commercial that I worked on 10 years later, I would not have believed you, because it was altogether pretty unremarkable." It's not something I have a lot of memories about, outside of the fact that ultimately the commercial kind of seems like the brother and sister are going to have sex, and that's why we're talking, right? That's so fucking funny. Good. Good. I'm glad you went through the effort to try. For real, like, I can't believe they're... Alright, well... Sprinkles. Come on. Come on, bro. You can't be sitting in front of my screen. So yeah, they, the actor who played the brother, I auditioned for a lot of commercials at the time. I was still pretty green. I had worked with the director before. Lovely guy. Beginning of his career, first job, he had the pleasure of booking. Probably a 12-hour day. That's so strange. That literally everyone on the behind-the-scenes team was like... Thank you, I appreciate that. At least wait until there's some other clippable moments and then that one can kind of sort of fade into the background. I appreciate the discernment here. But also, you know, I don't mind a good clip. I'm not gonna blame you, it's fucking funny. But yeah, no, apparently everybody behind the scenes is claiming they had no idea. Stop it. Thank you, we appreciate it. Do we even stand a chance against the Dreadnought? Yo, they have not had a single individual thought this whole time, those two guards. Yeah, exactly. So you're in on it. You'd be the Folgercest commenter. After all that, they finished the Dreadnought anyway. Incidentally, I believe the king had something to tell you. So yeah, this is one of the fucking problems I have with this goddamn game, is the whole build-up for this whole first act, the whole first dungeon was, you gotta go destroy the Dreadnought. What else do we know? The world's at war. How do we stop the war? We defeat the Dreadnought. And then the Dreadnought gets built anyway, and it goes out and commits a genocide, and we're like, okay, well now what? At least, like, the first one, you know, even with the... Yeah, well, that's you, bud. Sorry. Sorry about it. Don't know what else to tell you. So yeah, I fucking hate this game. Humph. You see, it happened just as I said it would. Obviously, the task was more than you could handle. Exactly, like, why am I fucking here? Y'all are just downplaying my commitment to the goals. I'm not sure about that one. I'm not sure Folgercest commenter versus being the Folgercest caster is a better... Yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, it's a cool concept, to be honest, where it's like, so far, the only information you've been given about this game is that you fucking suck. But, I mean, that does not make for super fun storytelling. Many were wounded in the Dreadnought's attack. The shock has even caused my father's condition to take a turn for the worst. I hate that my father has to see this. He knows his death is near. Is there nothing we can do? Oh no, that's Maria. Is there nothing we can do, Minwoo? All those who live must someday die. It is our fate. Still, it is my duty as a white wizard to ease the pain of those who suffer. No, are you gonna take my shit with you? Fuck. I shall remain here and devote myself to the care of the wounded. I take my leave of you. God damn it. The fate of the world rests on you, Firion. Waste no time in destroying the Dreadnought. Please tell me you did not take my fucking $600 mithril. Yeah, look. Look, I don't think the phrase comes back ever again. I think we only ever see white mages from this point forward. But yeah, there was a bad case of some white wizardry. Okay, no, he did not take my mithril mace. Thank goodness. Another reason why this sucks, because now we just have to go and talk to our other guy. The other dude. Yeah, because I mean, you do have black mages. And black mages also have powers, so how do you differentiate the two from each other? You're so right. What word would you use as the adjective before power when they heal or cast? I'm not the one that's gonna give you that answer, that's for sure. That will not be clipped coming out of my mouth. Won't catch me up in that one. Okay, so your father's condition improved. What am I supposed to do with that information? I guess nothing. I should have talked to the wizard first, I guess. No, he just wanted to shit on me again. Yeah, no, this is canonically, like, known as the one of the worst Final Fantasies. If not the worst, because I think people really genuinely hate, like, a lot of 13? Although I can't speak from experience, because 13's in my blind spot of, like, the games that I still have not played. But I can tell you for a fact that this game fucking blows. So, I know that one for sure. Oh, I should have looked for my 4th. Let's see if we can find this stupid ass prince. Who's just a scaredy cat to join our team. Hello, sir. Nope, that's outside again. Only a little. Yeah, what's up? I promise it won't be that offensive. I won't be offended anyway. Which I think is what defines something as being offensive. Yo, my nose is so fucking itchy, stupid cat. Sometimes. Sometimes. It depends on the game, to be perfectly honest. You know. In Cyberpunk, no. Personally, in Cyberpunk, no. I was not a hoe in Cyberpunk. Because I... Oh god, what was the option that I went with in Cyberpunk? That's a throwback if I ever heard one. 7 romances. Because I think I went with the... Yeah, I went with Judy. Because I was just, like, infatuated with Judy. So I was like, yeah, of course I'm gonna go for Judy if I can. Because I did have a female voice and body type. Yeah, no, Judy was my... I love her. Well, I mean, it makes sense. She's an editor with a sad family backstory, and she needs love or whatever. Like, that's very much... That's a good choice. That is a good choice. Because because Panem was my second, but because I was in a femme body, I was super upset that I could not romance her, so instead we just became besties. I accidentally... Oh, I was an accidental hoe! I do remember. I was an accidental hoe, because I did accidentally also romance River, because I did not look anything up, so I was just following River's romance path kind of by accident. And I think, like, it depends on my husband's honeness depends on whether he's good or evil, and I think that says a lot about how he views sexuality, which is funny. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly! That's why I was like, I'm not flirting with you. I'm just trying to hang out and, like, get to know you, dog. Like, I don't wanna... Oh, it's a... So yeah, I was an incidental hoe. I was a hoe on accident because everybody wants the ladies, and it's just hard to be a dude. Exactly. Exactly. That man... I think really he's the hoe in all of this. I think he's just like, well, we're friends now, so we should smooch. Yeah. So, I was an accidental hoe in that, but, like, a lot of the times, if we're doing evil playthroughs, then we'll hoe it up. Which, you know. Yeah, pretty much. High-key demisexual. High-key demi-slutty. Oh, you like me? You've said a nice thing to me? I guess we could... No, what the fuck am I doing? I hate this game. Honestly, would rather be playing Cyberpunk, and that's saying something. It's, you have to create an emotional bond with someone before you can find them physically attractive. Which... That's me, baby. That's me, besties. It falls under the asexual umbrella. So, like, I'm super open with my, placement on the spectrum here. I'm a demisexual biromantic, so. No, it's like straight up like I am averse to physical touch with somebody that I don't feel any kind of emotional closeness to. Like, if I don't know you and you go in for a hug, that's real gross to me. Like, that's an overstepping of personal boundaries. I straight up did not have crushes in high school because that's not how my brain worked. Like, it wasn't like I had a crush. It was like, if I spent a lot of time with somebody and they said nice things to me and we were like homies, then maybe I'd be like, I could see myself holding hands with you. You know, like, it's that kind of thing. Yeah, it's less of like, because that's, a lot of people have that misconception where they're like, oh, so it's just like normal where like you have to develop feelings for somebody. It's like, no, like, I would never be interested in a one-night stand because that's just not how I feel comfortable in a state of intimacy. So that's me. Gang. Yeah, so it falls under the asexual umbrella because you are usually perturbed or put off by people unless you have a very, very tight connection with them. Which is why, like, I did not admit to my husband that I liked him because I was just like, no, this is just me being friends with somebody and being so close to somebody that friendship turned into feelings. But no, I liked him. I also didn't admit it to myself. It was just straight up, like, something I could not admit to myself. Okay. Because at that point in time, I did not know what it was like to actually have a crush on somebody. Yeah, so it's a small niche community that's part of the asexual umbrella. Super fun. We're super dope people. Yeah, I thought I was ace for a really long time until I met my husband. Because I straight up just, like, did not feel that way towards any individual until him. Yep. Correct. Did I miss a keyword? Fuck. Sorry, not gonna lie about what. A lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel that way, and look, good. The bigger the community, the better. A lot of people do feel that way. And it's like, because that's the thing, is like, it's one of those feelings too, like when you've been in a long-term committed relationship. But that's also that's also a big difference. Like, I use that to explain it to people because that's sort of how I talk about the differentiations. Some people who are in the ace community do not feel adverse to touch because to them it is not inherently linked to intimacy. So it's different for different people. But it's like, I think a good example is somebody in a long-term relationship. I think a very healthy thing for a lot of people to admit is like, oh yeah, I look at other people and like can find them physically attractive. As somebody who's demi, physical attraction plays almost nothing into my want to be with somebody. So even if I think someone is attractive, it does not scale at all on like I would like to be with that kind of an attractive person. You know, like that's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of difficult distinction to make for a lot of people. But like, yeah, no, I mean, you know, look it up. If you vibe with it, you vibe with it. It's kind of the only, like, demi is a real vibey type sexuality. And if I did not think that I was ace prior to, then I probably would have had a harder time accepting that I was demi and not just asexual. Because, like, that's one of those things where, like, you come out. Yeah, well, like, I'm pretty sure that's how sexuality works. I don't think there are any hard or fast rules. I think it's all just about vibes. But hey, maybe that's the demi in me speaking, and I just don't understand sexuality outside of that umbrella. Yeah, I'm missing a keyword. Oh, no, I'm not. I just need to fucking talk to her about all the keywords again. Got it. Oy, oy, oy. No? Not you? I had to fucking talk to Sid. God damn it. How so? Because I think that's kind of... I think it is kind of like demi. Like, demisexual is where you like a person's personality. And that's what creates... The actual definition, like, online is... You feel sexually attracted to someone after forming a very strong emotional bond with them. So it is very much like you're into somebody for the personality of it all. It can be an emotional but not necessarily romantic relationship or connection before forming any sexual attractions, if you're talking about sexuality versus romanticism, which is a different thing entirely. Not a different thing entirely. Oh, I guess that would be closer to pan, is what you're talking about? Like pansexual? Have the potential to form emotional, romantic, and/or sexual attractions to people of all genders and sexes. Can sometimes also identify as demi, may or may not engage in casual relationships. So that's more of just like a, don't matter what or when, but we gon' pipe. No, because that's, like, demisexual is kind of akin to, like, I don't care what you look like, you could look like anything, but if we vibe, we're gonna do it. Yeah, that's the thing, like, because I talk about it too. I honestly think no one's fully straight anymore. The culture's just a little too queer for anybody to be really straight anymore. But you know, it's yeah. hetero. Yeah, because it's like, I don't know, who actually is straight anymore? You know, just to have a look around. Just take a little rambunctious peek. I gotta go back to fucking Puff. Duh. See, that's the benefit of being with a taller woman from a husband is, you know, don't matter what side of the spoon jar we're on. Who doesn't? Who doesn't want to be picked up sometimes? Me, I don't. I like my feet very firmly on the ground. I'm so weird about, like, very specifically getting picked up. I'm like, no, I am no longer in control. I would like to be back on solid ground. I'm gonna die. Valid. Valid. There's a reason I want to romance Sifu in Patlia, and there's a reason why I tried super hard until my fucking game bugged to romance fucking Karlak in BG3. Yes. It's not all it's cracked up to be. It can be fun and, like, flirtatious, but also sometimes you're just like, yeah, I don't like this. I would much prefer to be on the ground, thank you. I was playing with my husband, so I wasn't about to put him through that just because I had a shitty romance thing happen. He got to romance his lady. I had to settle. Oh god, what's her name? What is her name? Lae'zel. He went Lae'zel, but because he was also a Githyanki. He probably would not have picked Lae'zel if he was not a Gith. But he wanted that, like, cute Gith romance moment. Yeah. Which it was fun. It was, like, cute to see her, like, grow. And especially since that was, like, our neutral good playthrough. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. We have nothing in common. But yeah, it was really, really cute because, like, she becomes so much softer, like, through the playthrough if you're, like, a nice person. Like, so many people online when we were looking up how to fucking fix my Karlak romance storyline were like, yeah, I picked Lae'zel for my evil run. And, you know, like, we became king and queen of the fucking universe together. And it's like, that's cool and whatever, but, like, seeing her become, like, more down to earth and, like, supporting her and, like, standing behind her is, like, a really, really cute route to go. And I really liked that plot in general. I was just fucking bummed as shit that I did not get to romance Karlak. Rip me, and only me. You want the airship? You pay the guy behind me. Ask. Airship. Airships are powered by Sunfire. I'm sure the Dreadnought's no different. Do that. Bring over the... Okay, cool. I'm sad that we didn't finish our evil playthrough, because we were actually having a lot of fun with our evil playthrough. But I was trying to romance, what's her face? Shadowheart. Yeah, I mean, our problem was we just didn't go to camp enough, so it gave me the, like, romance cutscene, and then it was like, oh, you just don't have enough points with Karlak because you guys didn't sit around the fire enough together. It happens. We started a 4-man playthrough with 2 of our friends, but it's like, if we're not doing Pathfinder or playing fucking Final Fantasy 14, we're not gonna all get together, fucking bring our consoles to somebody's house to play, and we're not gonna play online. So I get it. But yeah, no, we threw away our evil playthrough because we were having a lot of fun, and then we started to care about our evil playthrough, like we started to care about our neutral good playthrough, and that's when shit started going wrong. And I was trying to romance Shadowheart, but because I cared about Shadowheart and I was the what the fuck is the name of the bloodthirsty motherfucker that isn't like a pre-made character but is the pre-made character, you know what I'm talking about? It's so much fun though. You just basically get to kill everybody with no ramifications, but the problem is they very much want you to have minion vibes, and neither of us wanted to be somebody else's minion. And that's what was a real bummer. Like, we were like, yeah, we'll work for a devil, like we'll go and do... That's fair. No, look, the only way I can play evil playthroughs is by doing a full and complete good playthrough first. I have to have the experience of being the world's savior and hero, and like making sure all of these characters live a good, hearty, and whole life before I can turn around and murder every single one of them and pillage their villages and set everything on fire. Because when I play a good run, I play a good run. I try not to steal, I try to do everything by the book. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like, by the end, we had like very, very few party members. And I say by the end, we only got to, like, I want to say the middle of the end of chapter 2. My bad playthrough of, which is why I think it's funny that I'm even contemplating doing the first playthrough of RDR2 as, like, a bad one. But then if I like it and I have a good time, then maybe I'll play it again and do a good story run. But, like, I was planning on doing a Mass Effect Evil run, but then my fucking save got shit, and I couldn't finish my good one, so I couldn't do it, because I didn't make sure they all lived happy lives. Look, I also don't know if I'm gonna do an evil run, alright? I don't know if I'm gonna do a bad run. I just murdered one guy, okay? I murdered one man. I made some decisions. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if we turn it around. I don't know. It's supposed to be a complex morality system, or so they say. So we'll see how complex it can be. Look, a man yelled at me and then ran away, and you expect me not to try and kill him for my own safety and the safety of those I love and care about? If that happened in real life, and it was the Outlaw West and you were allowed to just blanket kill people who threatened you and your family, you wouldn't do it? So it's another one of those, like, you have to make sure you're doing your downtime activities. Copy. That is good to know. Good intel, good intel. Yeah, exactly. So that shit happened. He run up on me, he starts yelling about how I was at some sort of massacre that me as a player has basically no knowledge about. So I'm gonna follow him, and I'm gonna murder the shit out of him. That's the rules. Like, I don't know if me just vaguely threatening him is actually gonna do anything. So I made one decision so far. We'll see how that works out for us. Okay. I didn't fucking learn the word! I'm so upset. I'm so upsetty. I gotta go back. I gotta go back. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about it. Because to be honest, like, I'm not sure if I got a full playthrough in me. Like, maybe in my downtime a full playthrough, but I'm not sure if I can do a full playthrough on stream. just because it is a lot, and if I want to really get into it, I'm gonna need to invest some time outside of stream. But we'll see if I can actually make that happen. Yeah. Not only that, but also I have had people like ask if I was gonna do like a Hogwarts Legacy playthrough at some point. But that requires like, you know, a down payment. I gotta put money on a game, which like, the reason that RDR2 was not a big sell for me was we own it already, and neither of us have played it. So I think Dan has played approximately as much of it as I have at this point. No, I don't. But, and I've talked about this before, we are at a point with that game where I initially boycotted it, which is why I don't own it. Because of, you know, JK being a TERF, and the studio being god-awful and not supporting its employees and saying some really shitty things, and some of the shit that is in the books is still very, very in the game. But I wanted to do the boycott when the boycott mattered, but people still bought the game. People still, you know, supported it then, which was when it actually matters to show a game system that we don't support something like that. So we're like kind of out of that window, and my cents on the dollar that I would actually be giving to support those two companies is not the equivalent of what has already been spent. Yeah, exactly. So like that was the thing, is like if we were gonna hit them and target this kind of like boycott moment because of how consumerism works, you know, like we had to all do it at once and boycott at once, and because no one really joined in, like there was a small movement at the time, like definitely a bigger movement than there would have been if nobody said anything about it, because people still bought it and people still wanted to play it and be current and play for Twitch and get views and, you know, whatever, all that shit. It made enough money for the boycotting side of things to not matter. Yeah, I wonder who said that. That sounds like a comedian type of shit. Or maybe not. I'm not seeing the quote. That's wild. Google, be better than this. No results found for a quote, but yeah. No, exactly. Exactly. So, like, I very much held very, very firm to the I'm not gonna buy it, I'm not gonna play it. Quite possibly. It's a good thought, though, so if it is a you coined and phrased thought, maybe you are. Maybe we secretly find out this stream that you are a genius. But yeah, so, like, I think that was very much the flaw. Like, people don't know how to boycott. Okay. Now I can go back to the fucking princess. And it was rough, too, because when it was coming out, I was doing Puffs, which is a off-brand, not affiliated at all with, Hogwarts, with J.K. Rowling, with the Harry Potter series. And instead it takes place, the main characters are all Hufflepuffs. Yeah, pretty much. We were all Hufflepuffs, so it's all just about being friends and eating snacks. But yeah, so it's all about the Puffs, the Hufflepuffs, during the 7 years that Harry's at school. So, like, you're literally not allowed to, or you will get sued, say things like Hogwarts, say the actual names of the houses, say any of that shit, say Harry Potter, not even in your, like, online branding. No, they totally are. And I got to play the, quote-unquote Hermione insert, basically the girl in the group, and she comes from a line of Hufflepuffs, but her mom worked for the Dark Lord, so she wanted to be a Slytherin and was a goth, so very fun, very me. But yeah, so basically at that time we were all talking about it, and like everybody wanted to play, but none of us wanted to purchase and support, and it was real rough. It's true. It's true. Being right next to the fucking kitchens is a superpower. But yeah, so that was a super fun show, and we were just talking about Harry Potter stuff all the fucking time, but like straight up trying to not give it any money. And that came up a lot, and now I think we are officially out of the arena where giving money to the project is gonna prove anything at all. But also, I mean, look, if I could third party it, if I could boot it, I might. But it's a big game, so I don't know how well that would work. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but like that's the other thing too, is I think we have to stop feeling bad for engaging with something we loved as children just because the author is bad. Just a textural thing instead. No, but like it's very much separating the art from the artist, yeah. But, you know, like, yes, in the long term, is it a good look? Probably not. But, you know, like, we still have our Slytherin banner. It's just Slytherin's really hard to wrap your head around when you realize, like, no, she's actually a hateful person. No, I'm not even rocking a thick-ass t-shirt here. So I get you, I feel you. Absolutely not. But when it comes to transphobia v comfortability, I think that transphobia would still be #1 for me. Yeah, exactly. So, like, that's the thing, is, like, I had been a Slytherin for a very long time, and then, like, trying to sort of parse that, like, the writer is hateful, so her house that's hateful is probably real hate and not just, like, flavor text hate, came across real wrong to me. Because, of course, like, as somebody who was, like, Slytherin coded... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. End of the day, if somebody actually told me, like, this hurts me, and it hurts my cause, and it makes me feel like less of a person, and like you don't appreciate me or make me feel safe, then of course I'm not gonna fucking do that shit. But nobody said that to me as such. And you know, I watch a lot of trans creators online that talk about coming to terms with still liking Harry Potter, still owning all the books, still occasionally revisiting the world, and using it as a grounds to create something better outside of the author, which I think is really important. And I think that is also why playing something like an RP can sort of do a similar thing. Sunfire is the crest of the kingdom of Kashan. Its flame still burns on the ground floor of Kashan Keep. Scott and Gordon have told me many stories concerning the flame. The finer points of the tales are not known to me. However, I seem to recall that the flame cannot be held in just any touch. Sid told us that we might be able to use Sunfire to destroy the Dreadnought. Then there's no time to waste. You must depart for Kashan Keep at once. If you hire Sid's airship, the journey should not take long. I have to go fucking back to the airship, I swear to God. That leaves only one question. What can you use to bring the Sunfire back? I don't know. You tell me. But on that note, now that we know we're going to Kashan Keep next time, and we've both come out against transphobia, which I think is a very good on the right side of history stand to take, which, now that I'm thinking about it, we could talk about that recent, like, everybody's talking about the fact that Elon came forward about, like, and was like, my son is dead, and it's like, no, dog, you have a perfectly healthy daughter, but you're a deadbeat dad, so I think you just got your verbs crossed. Yeah, no, that was fucking wild. So, like, yeah, I could go on about that for another half hour, but I do think I need to sign off and start doing some work. For real! Like, man got mind virus so hard, and then it just keeps inflicting different kinds of rot on him, and he just keeps saying this quiet part out loud. And he's such a fucking scammer. Like, I can't believe we keep letting people get away with this kind of shit. Like, scamming their way up to the top, saying absolutely crazy batshit things to their sycophantic audience, only to turn around and be like, well, I can't believe we're trying not to have Trump back in office. Yeah. No, yeah. He's... We'll talk about Elon next time. We'll talk about Donald next time. Yes, I am calling these men by their first names because they do not deserve my respect. I know. No, it's fucking great. We'll talk next time. We'll talk next time. And if you guys, great VOD watchers, want to join us talk about crazy shit next time, like the Folgers incest commercial, like J.K. Rowling's transphobia, like Elon Musk and Donald Trump's wild behavior on Maine, come hang out on stream. I will. I'll ask for his consent like I always do, and he'll probably say no, but I'll give it my best shot. You gotta. I think that was the most important pinpoint of this here stream. Also to VOD watchers, thanks for getting through the fucking chaotic mess of me getting back into Final Fantasy II. It's a waste of everybody's time, don't let anyone tell you otherwise, but if you'd rather watch somebody play it than go through the pain yourself, come on back. Come watch it every Wednesday. Eventually. I'm sure you will. I'm sure he'll get tired of asking and just accept it one day. Which is exactly how you want people to accept your love and commitment. And on that very beautiful note, I think I'm going to call it a day. Thank you, Prez, and anybody else who's been hanging out, lurking, coming to join chat, coming to see what's going on. Thank you, as always, so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Lots of love, parasocial and otherwise. Have a great night, guys. Peace.